Hello and welcome back to Skyblock with the Create mod. In the last episode we took on the Wither and handedly beat it. In this episode I want to work on the factory. I'm going to build out the rest of the brass infrastructure. I want to automate the creation of electron tubes and the rest of it. So, a lot of you may know that the Create mod has released its 6.0 version. In fact, it's on 6.02, I think, 6.03, and I haven't upgraded yet. The thing is, this world runs on Fabric, which the Fabric port of the Create mod hasn't been updated to 6 yet. So I've been debating on upgrading the world to Forge and using Forge to run this world and upgrading to the latest version of the Create mod, and whether or not I should do that. In fact, I've been really hanging in there. And, well, I guess you can see what I have decided. This is Minecraft Skyblock, where we are stranded on our island above the void. From nothing but a few items, we build this world up. But with a twist, we have the Create mod. So yeah, you could say I've been swinging back and forth on whether or not I should upgrade. And ultimately, I thought it was a good idea. However, I am not going to convert my entire factory over to the cardboard logistics system. It is fantastic and would completely fix a lot of the hassles I have to deal with the logistics of moving items around the factory. However, at this point, I am almost done with the factory. I gotta say though, I do love the chain conveyor system. This stuff is so cool. And I think it fits really nicely here, right? It really fits the whole aesthetic of my factory. Now, since I've upgraded Create mod to the latest 6th version, all of my stock switches have been changed, right? And you can see they're all set to greater than one item. It turns the power off. And so I need to adjust these to work properly. I do wish they kept the slider system. I really like that. I thought that worked really well. This, it's fine. It works, but it's not my favorite. All right, this one, for instance, I want to make sure that this stays stocked, so this needs to turn on and request items from the charcoal generator right next to it. So I want to make sure, like, once I get down to, say, 2 rows here, which would be 18 stacks, that turns back on and starts requesting items. So let's see here. I want it to be below 18 stacks. Let's get this switched. Okay. I want this to be turning on when it's below 18 stacks and turning off when it's somewhere around, say, let's say 50. An entire chest is 54 stacks, so I'd say 50 for this one's a pretty good number. Maybe I should go with 45 just to be safe. The reason why that top number is important is when it becomes full, it's like on this side, let's say this one was just turned off and was, say, 50 stacks full, which is here. It also has to pick up all of the items still on the belt. So I would end up throwing out items because the chest becomes completely full and then we have all the stacks left on the belt just going into the void over there. Alright, let's make sure this still works properly. I'm going to go ahead and throw out some of this charcoal. And there we go. So the requester is still working as it's supposed to. Alright, I'm going to get in here and modify all these switches so that they all work properly. Every single one of my machines has 2 or 3 of them. So I have to get on this. Alright, modifying the factory to work on the new mod took quite a bit longer than I expected. There was a couple of problems. One, all of the filters that I had created had lost their settings. So all of these list filters had empty lists, which broke a few of the machines. I also found out that the vast majority of the data pack I'm using DrTrog's Skyblock is not compatible with 1.21. So I had to go through and modify it to work properly. If some of you have tried to set up this kind of world on your own and update it to the later version of Minecraft, maybe you've run into this and maybe that's why it didn't work for you. Yeah, so things like mob drops were not working properly. For instance, the mob drops for Husks, which was to drop zinc ingots, wasn't working for me anymore. Anyway, that's all fixed now. I got everything working properly. Now, I did between episodes expand my crop farm. I needed more weeping vines to generate more redstone. It looks like that this is not working the way it used to, though. In fact, it looks like it's not harvesting properly at all. Let's go see what's going on with this thing. All right, looks like it wasn't much of a problem here. It just needed reset. I haven't reset it since the upgrade. And so now it's got to go through and break absolutely everything, including the cactus, the pumpkins, the sugarcane, and the overgrown weeping vines. We also got some new friends in the meantime. We have some passive pigs spawning. I wonder if the animal caps have been changed, because I haven't had any new animals in a long time. Mostly because passive mobs have spawned in the village so much that was holding up the mob cap, which was fine. I didn't mind that at all. We had some nice life over there. In fact, you can see a pig right there. Behind the bat. This pig. Alright, I know I said that I wanted to get to the rest of the factory, get the rest of the brass and the electron tubes going, but I found something in Create Mod I want to do first. I want to make cardboard and then something special. Alright, for this I'm going to need some sugarcane to make some pulp. Just going to fill up my inventory here. So I'm going to modify this brass generator here. This is my manual brass generator I've been using basically in the entire season, but now that I have an automatic brass generator, I don't really need to use this to create brass anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and use it to create cardboard. Or at least get started on that. Let's see. Let me empty out a little space here. First thing that I'm going to do is clear the recipe filter. And then I want to get water into this basin. That's why I've got this pump set up back here. And I just need to put in a new cogwheel. There. So that's filled with water. And then I need something to create a pulp with, which I could use sugarcane or a number of other plant materials. There we go. We're starting to get pulp. Okay, so now that we have some pulp generated, let's see what we have to do to make cardboard. So if I hit U for use, okay, that's all we have to do is press it into cardboard. So I'll bring it over here to my press and lay it down. And just like that, we got some cardboard generated. Part and parcel. Excellent. Alright, so now that I have some cardboard, I'm excited to show you what I want to do with this. Yep, cardboard helmet. That's right. I'm making cardboard armor. Okay, I'll take off my regular armor. There we go. I mean, come on, look at that. Isn't that fantastic? We got cardboard armor. I think there's a cardboard sword. Let's look that up real quick. I mean, come on, we're kitted out. Look, we got a cardboard tube. We got a whole cardboard armor set. This is fantastic. If I hit the ground here, it makes that cardboard noise. Let's see how this works on one of these pigs. Attack 6 and okay, so this has attack 6, a sword has attack 7. Ooh, got some knockback to it. But but it doesn't seem to hurt it at all. That's kind of fun. The absolute best part of the cardboard armor, and it makes me look like Solid Snake, is of course the sneak function of this armor. Ready? Full stealth. Look at this. I'm a cardboard box, and I make the little hops. It's so good. I love that they put this in this mod. It's ridiculously... It's such a ridiculous little thing, and it just makes it so much fun. And watch this, I can get onto the conveyor belt. And I'm just a package heading along just like any other. That might be a little bit conspicuous. And then, of course, in first-person view, when I do that, I get the little cutout. It's so good. It's so good. So I'm just making my way around the factory. I'm a little cardboard box. Now I'm on fire. It's so cool. It looks like I get a random box each time too. Like, you know. It's so good. This is so cool. Alright. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta do the boring factory stuff. Hang on. Alright, getting back to our factory progress, I had to make quite a few adjustments to the redstone generator. It turned out that I could no longer generate strength potion in one basin. So I have to have a basin to create awkward potion, and then a basin to create strength potion. I then have that dump out into a fluid drain, and that's pumped into this storage tank here. I had some trouble with the redstone part of the generator where the grindstones placed horizontally were not allowing items to go through, and so I had to bring them up to be a vertical setup and had to make this convoluted item ladder to drop in our nether rack to make our cinder flower to make our redstone. So you can see the nether rack climbing up and cinder flower coming out the back being dropped with the strength potion making redstone. And that's going along rather nicely. I also noticed that I was having trouble with the farm. For whatever reason, the new create mod here was having all kinds of little issues when I was trying to use a minecart to run the farm here. So I switched over to this gantry system to run it back and forth. I also extended the farm up and added a kelp farm to the top. Not sure if I talked about this in the last episode, but now I have kelp up here, and I have 2 layers of weeping vines because I just was not generating enough redstone for my needs. I also had to make a little adjustment, so I took out this middle layer of weeping vines, and yeah, it's working quite nicely now with the gantry system. What's nice too is this ends up generating so much materials that all of these chests that I'm not actively using are completely full, and so stuff gets dumped into the void. Alright, in the last episode we created this obsidian generator. We also have this zinc and copper generator. Zinc's coming along nicely, and so is our copper. Over here we have our brass generator. Quite simple, you know, copper and zinc come out here, get into this basin, and get mixed together with a blaze burner underneath to heat it, and brass comes out and fills up this chest over here. So we have plenty of brass. And I finally don't have to make it on my own, which is fantastic. Alright, this guy over here is our sandpaper generator. Sandpaper is quite easy to generate. We just make some paper by pressing sugarcane, and then mix the sand and paper together to make sandpaper. It comes out the end and fills up this chest over here. I then combine redstone and nether quartz into rose quartz, and then I use this deployer to polish it with the sandpaper to make polished rose quartz. So we have that done. I no longer have to stand around and polish my own quartz, which is fantastic. Then over here, we're taking in polished rose quartz and iron ingots. Iron ingots are getting pressed into sheets. And then on the back here, they are assembled into electron tubes. And just like that, it creates our electron tubes and is getting filled up. All right, fellers, I added the last two machines to the factory. We got this one here, which combines the dried kelp with brass and electron tubes to create brass funnels, which is super useful. It's kind of ironic though, because since these are some of the last machines, I'm not going to need as many brass funnels, but I got it here anyway. I don't have to craft them anymore. Super nice. Over here we have a brass casing maker. Takes brass and spruce wood and turns them into brass casings. Now that I have basically an unlimited supply of brass casings, I went ahead and changed out the floor here. I added andesite casings to the middle and brass casings on the outside. I think this looks real nice. I combined that with the pathway out here, so you got some dark oak on the outside, some spruce in the middle, and a nice brass pathway. So now both factories have the same similar floor, and I think it ties them together real nice. Alright, so now that we have basically all the factory outputs together, I wanted to create a way to get all of the items from the factory in one location, this area over here. So this is going to be the new workshop area. I'm going to put in all the different stations for pressing, washing, cooking, smoking, etc. Plus the big mechanical crafter here in the corner, so I can do all of my crafting, all of my different recipes from right here, and I have everything that the factory generates available to me. Now originally I was just going to have like a ton of chests and a requester system, but since the new create mod's out and it has the whole logistics systems with the cardboard boxes, I think I'm going to go with that route. It should make things a lot simpler. So I got all the items in my inventory that we need to craft. First things first, we make a block of cardboard. So we've got our blocks of cardboard. Then we need a packager. Okay. Now that we have a packager, we're going to need to make a stock link, which requires an antenna, which requires some lightning rods. Let's just make a few of these. And we're going to need some copper sheets. Just a moment. Keep forgetting I could take my chain now. So, okay, let's go over here and make some copper sheets. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Okay, here's our copper sheets. Pick these up. All right. So first things first, we gotta make some transmitters. All right, now that I have transmitters, I can combine these with item vaults to create stock links. Now let's grab a bunch of stock links. Okay. And then the last thing we're gonna need is a stock ticker. Okay, now that I have everything together, let me show you how this works. So, say we got this chest here with dark oak saplings. These chests are filled with dark oak logs, and these chests are filled with miscellaneous mob drops. We got andesite, we got some gunpowder, arrows, etc. Okay, so we're gonna add packagers to each one of these, and then I'm gonna set up a stock link. So I add a stock link to this guy, put it on top here, right? Now, the stock link's on a new frequency, so if I right click it with the stack of stock links in my inventory, they're all tuned to the same network. So I'll put one here, and I'll put one on the side here. So you see these are all got this box around them, means they're all on the same frequency. I can then set up a stock ticker, so I take stock ticker, right click here, and it's now on the same network as everything else. So we got the stock ticker that's tuned to everything, and then we just need a stock keeper. In this case, a blaze burner. You see he's got that stock keeper hat now. So whenever I want items, I just come up here and order what I want. You know, I want some bones, some arrows, maybe an entire stack of log, and I send out the order. Order up, post-production. Alright, so here's my logs, and there's my mob drops, right? So I can right click on this, grab this box, put that box down and break it. Let's see, axe. There we go. And the items will fall out. Same with this guy. There are my logs. So what this means is I can go around to every machine in the factory and add one of these, add a packager and a stock link, and then simply order everything I want to, and it'll be boxed up and put onto the conveyor belt and sent to me. Alright, it went pretty well. I've added a packager and stock link to every single machine in the factory so that all of the inventory is available on our network. You can see here all the stock links are lit up because I'm holding the stock link in my hand. That's on the same network. Right here at the end, I've added an item vault. This is going to carry all of my miscellaneous items. Next thing I need to do is take all these chests I've got back here of miscellaneous items and feed them into the vaults. I am also going to clean up the area and get it ready to be a little bit of a workshop. Okay, I cleaned up the area. I changed out the floor for these brass casings. I think they look really nice. And I lined up all these chests. I picked these up with a mechanical piston to get them all lined up in a row and set up a temporary conveyor belt to drop it all into this item vault. So simply have to just put on these brass funnels and it will do all the work for me to move it all into this vault. Okay, we got the end of the line set up. A nice little workshop over here. It's exactly the same as the other one. Even added the storage over here just for miscellaneous items. And here is the stock area. So, right here you can see I have an open seat. This is where my stock keeper is going to go. And we already know him. Here he is, our stock keeper, Charlie. So, I want to do a couple of things. I want to give him a name, and then try to get him moved over there. Alright, here we go. That's Charlie. I have a boat here. Hopefully I can put him in the boat and get him moved over further. And then I have the cardboard tube, which makes it easy to move mobs around without hurting them. So, first things first, let's see if we need to sleep. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna remove my bed here. And then remove this seat and start moving them over. And you guys know that moving villagers is about the worst thing in Minecraft. Okay, now he's got a job. That's not great. Come on, Charlie. I mean, okay. This is... That works as well. I can use the conveyor to get him over. Cool, cool. Okay. Get him in this chair. There we go. Now I need to break his job block because I don't want him to look like that. That's a little problematic. He hasn't lost his job. I'm gonna sleep and see if that helps. Did not. Okay. There we go. He lost his job. Now I'm gonna put him back in the factory. Tell you what, this cardboard tube works extremely well. Okay, let's retune this stock ticker. down. There we go. That's Charlie for us. Okay, so one last thing to do is I gotta set the filter on this trash chute so it does not pick up cardboard boxes, okay? So, if we right click on Charlie here, we can see all the items we have available to us. I think some of these are just inside of the vault and other ones are from the factory itself. Let's grab something relatively close so we don't have to wait a long time. Copper will work. Let's grab a copper. So that's set. You can see right there, it's already been put on the conveyor. And I want to pick up this box so I can use it to create a filter. And I missed. Let's try that again. Oh, it actually got stuck right here. That's perfect. Alright, so I'll put this in here. And I want to deny. Okay, one here. Okay, looks like I did the whole stack. And I also want to input there and deny it here, right? Deny. Yep. Okay. This way we don't have cardboard boxes going into the garbage and we don't have cardboard boxes going into the vault. Okay. So let's put another order in here. Let's get some copper. Let's say some obsidian and send the order. So we should have a box there and a box there. So they should arrive, be put into here, yep, and put into our chest. This guy here unboxes it for us. There we go. Super cool. And then I also have this guy right here. If I want to recycle items back into the system, I just throw them up there. Help if I took them out first. Stack of andesite casings. Send the order. Charlie here sends it off for me, and it should be coming along. Here it comes. It's so cool. Maybe I should put in a belt on this side so that I could recycle items back around and sort them. There we go. One stack of andesite casings ready to go. Man, that simplifies things. I like this area. I think it looks really nice and clean. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I had a lot of fun setting up this new factory area and playing with the new create mod bits and bobs, including this cardboard too. I'm glad we got Charlie an official job today instead of just staring at me in my bed. I think in the next episode we're going to take on the Ender Dragon. Until then, I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe. And goodbye!